All right, welcome everybody. We're gonna trust because our video didn't want to play today. You've seen it before, our beautiful intro. Welcome to day 3. Hello, Facebook. Hello, everyone on Zoom. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Try one more time with this video. Let's see. Here we go.
Going back to when I first started, I think I made the decision to join the Empress at that time. It was bold for me. I had just done a career change and I decided to jump in and do it against everybody telling me you're crazy, including my husband. But it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. The person that I became now is totally different. In the process, I became a mom also for the first time. So not only was it a career change, but I became a mom. A lot of this work helped me with delivery, birth, and pain and postpartum also. I think if I wouldn't have done the things that I worked on my mindset doing this work, I think I would have definitely crumbled in between those shifts and changes. Doing Becoming and having her always in the forefront allowed me to have one of the biggest months ever in my life, because I was a teacher before and now I've never made more than my salary as a teacher, and I made in 1 month what I made like half a year as a teacher. So it's crazy. I'm super grateful for Danielle. So I'm extremely excited for what's coming next year. I'm just happy and grateful to have been part of this.
And while slowing down, I ended up having my biggest month ever in commission. And I finished off the year doubling my income from the year before. It has been a year. What I also wanted to say is Danielle showed me what the investment is and what it can possibly give me. And when I crunched the numbers for the year, I had a 10% rate of return on my investment with her in the Empress program. That idea blew my mind away. So it is possible, and stepping into her was the biggest thing that ever happened to me. It was my word for 2024, and I did that. And Danielle's support and guidance and constant reminders of why we're here and what our purpose is, and to be her now.
Just choosing that who you are and finding the power within yourself, like playing to win instead of playing not to lose. The fact that money is everywhere and seeing that abundance, seeing the opportunities, and things have definitely started to come to me more easily. I started to go back to like getting my nails done, which I hadn't done in a year and a half. Go back to like even putting on makeup. So showing up as who I want to be and starting to feel, into that luxury sometimes, or into that leisure. It's empowering to believe in yourself and in your strength. Don't just wait for things to happen.
Well, hello, hello. Welcome. Okay, just a warning. I'm on fire today. Like already on fire today. Leslie's like shaking her head. We were on study club at 6 a.m. I was on fire today. So I want to welcome you to module 3, day 3 of the Power of Self-Image workshop. This is like our work in action, my energy right now, what I've been able to accomplish and show up for already this morning. So I'm so grateful that you're here. You are in for something really special today as we wrap the Power of Self-Image workshop and kick off the 7-day embodiment challenge. Who's ready for this? I also noticed in the video with Francesca yesterday, she told us that she 10x'd her investment. And I noticed in the video, she says 10%. So like a 10x'd her investment. And I caught that right away. I also, this morning, you may have seen me use this when I was watching the video. Some of you have ordered this when you got the visualizations that I did as the offer that you could add to this program. This is the Empress Elixir that some of you have ordered that's on the way in the mail to you. It is a beautiful elixir made from local flowers. I partnered with this woman here, Bloem Botanical. She's actually studied, not with me, but studied the program that I coach, Thinking of Results. And she created this business out of that. She's amazing. Her name's Sarah. And she is like a modern day witch, if you will. Like her mother was a herbalist, and she never took any sort of aspirin or any painkillers as a child. Everything was always natural. And she carried this on and has all these different like elixirs and balms and like soaps and all things natural, and they're all foraged, and everything's grown on her farm or foraged locally in the area near my chalet. And it's something that you take orally. So I put it on my tongue, and it's made, one of the main ingredients is a rose. There's a few things, elderflower, but different flower essences, and it's to speak your truth. So it's for any woman who notices their throat chakra is tight. Many of us alive today have been here before and have been silenced of speaking our truth. And this is something that I give at our retreats as well. So for those of you that order, this is what it looks like. It's on its way to you. If you'd like it, it's available in the Success Shop. So Donna, Jake, if you can put a link to the Success Shop from our website, then people can check it out as well. But, and they're made to order, so it does take a little bit of time to come to you, and we'll get it out right away. So, little off topic, but I'm like so grateful to be here with you today. I'm in the work, like I said yesterday with you, and I'm doing the homework in the evenings. And last night, something transformed within me. I woke up before my alarm, bright and early at like 5:30 this morning, and I've just had this really cool synchronicities of events from the interview that I had yesterday. The woman called me. She said there's Marilyn Monroe vibes happening here. And in the moment, I remembered this download that I received a couple years ago in this writing that I did about Marilyn Monroe. And I was reflecting back, and this morning I found it again, and I'm going to bring her into today's masterclass. And it's completely fired me up. Like I forgot, and then I was reminded about what I know about her. And Marilyn and I have like an interesting connection, not one that I like necessarily have like went and done research about her, she's just come up in a lot of conversations with past mentors and people who I've worked with, healers, and they would say to me like, Marilyn Monroe is here, like she's got a message, and things like this would happen to me like over my whole life, like from when I was a little girl. And then on my wedding day, I had people lined up as I walked down the distillery, calling Marilyn Monroe like out loud. And maybe we will show a picture of those days. There's some on my Instagram of that day, but where I looked like her, and it wasn't on purpose. Like it wasn't something I said like make me look like her. It was not that. So anyway, all of these synchronicities being said, I'm grateful for it. I'm in the work with you, and I've up leveled. Like no more playing small. Anyone with me? Like, oh, let's go. This is our year, and you're here for a reason. You this masterclass you have attracted. You've got to do the work. Like I said, the first day, it's up to you. I can't do the thinking work for you. And if you do, I promise it works. I promise you it works. So I'd love to hear from you. I love this. And I'm going to check out the comments. What are your wins? What are you celebrating from day one and day two? What are your ahas? What's really landed? Good. So let's open up the chat. And if you're on Facebook with us, come over to Zoom. The team will put the link in the chat for you. Jennifer says, I tossed and turned all night, woke up at 4:30 a.m. So I was with you. Well, you're an hour earlier. Holly says, I'm on fire today also. Love it. You're already on with Donna this morning. Amazing. For those of you that have questions and would like the support of the team, Donna has open slots in her calendar. From Costa Rica, living her dream life. She's going to support you. This woman travels more than she's at home, and that was not the truth. When I met her 5 years ago, she manifested, she created this life. She wrote it on paper, and now look at her. She owns a place in Costa Rica, and she, like, honestly, I don't really know when she's home, even though she owns a bricks and mortar business, like, because she created that. So Donna, let's put your link in the chat so that people can book time with you if they need some clarity and some support. Love it. Way to go with the red lipstick as well. Jennifer says, I too have two Marilyn Monroe tattoos. Oh my gosh, I love that. What, like, not a coincidence, right? Beneath the makeup and behind the smile, I'm just a girl who wishes for the world. What a beautiful quote. Ingrid, I had such a major epiphany this morning while listening to yesterday's replay of my walk. It was a mind-blowing reframe of the last 6 months where I felt like I was failing. I realized literally I'm in the first steps of my 5-year vision. It just looks differently than what I thought it would look like. I'm literally stepping into her. I'm still journaling about it, processing the craziness, magic of it all, and we'll share in your Mastering the Mindset Facebook group. Amazing. Amazing. Change of perception. I've also done a photo shoot where people said I look similar. Jennifer, so cool. Great. Share that with us. I want to see it. Tash, I was asked to be a resource for a Facebook group with 58,000 people. Of course. Ariana says, I wrote my script yesterday and created my vision board, and it felt very empowering. Congratulations. Holly, I don't have any specifics for takeaways, but it's coming together like Lego blocks. Love. Nadia says, traveled all day yesterday, did the opposite the whole time, had a dream last night of a giant golden lion in the desert teaching me about the truths of money. He would not let me go until I understood. I don't usually have dreams like this. Wow, I'd look up lion. It's a spiritual meaning of lion. Huge, amazing, and I love that you remember. Beautiful. All right. I've been attracting so many things and it's been amazing. I honestly going to make this year my red lipstick era. Yes, girl. Yeah. And I see many of you with red lipstick. Michelle, I see you. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh. Thank you for showing me your faces too on camera. Those of you on camera, it's so nice to see you. And those of you off camera, say hello in the chat and let us know what you got from being here in module 1 and 2. We'd love to hear from you. And Jake put the link, amazing, shop away. So good. Thank you for that. I also like to acknowledge that it is the new year, new lunar year today. So happy new year for what I consider a more significant new year as far as the new moon and the energy goes right now. So thank you for being here. This is no coincidence that this is the day that I've asked you to commit to her, which is the title for module 3, is you committing, you making a decision. So yesterday we had embodiment, and the day before you created this next level version. And I'd like to share with you more about embodiment before we go into commitment, based on my remembering last night and this morning about embodiment and Marilyn Monroe. So I don't know if you know this about Marilyn Monroe, and this is something that I learned a couple years ago, and then watched a few documentaries, I read some books about her, and really brought it together in like a sort of essay that I wrote, because I'm obsessed with self-image and identity, and it's what changed me. It's what changed my results time after time, and that's why we're here for this workshop, which will become a signature piece in our collection, this event. Marilyn Monroe, known as Norma Jean, she actually created, like her birth name was Norma Jean, she created the character of Marilyn Monroe. And she actually had a lot of trauma in her life. And I have shivers as I'm sharing this with you. She did not grow up in the circumstances that you would assume would be necessary to become a Hollywood superstar. She actually had everything against her as a child. A lot of trauma. And Norma Jean decided to create Marilyn Monroe. She actually, when she created that character, you can hear some of her interviews. She shares that she was so self-conscious. She would sit at the back of the room in acting classes, not enrolled in the class. She'd sneak in and listen because she did not feel worthy of enrolling in the class. And she said she felt more like a janitor, like at the back, than a participant. Eventually, she enrolled in them, but at the beginning, she did not feel worthy. She created the character of Marilyn Monroe just like I taught you on day 1. Exactly the same method. There are a few clips where she talks about that creation mode. And she would watch actors in the acting classes and how they showed up as participants. And she wrote about having the confidence to enroll one day. Then she would watch actors and actresses, and she wrote about that. She created Marilyn Monroe on paper first. Then she embodied her, like I taught you in day 2. There are clips where she talks about this as well. And there's one story that when I listened to it by the woman who actually was with her, I got full body shivers. And this is where my essay, and it's part of my book, where I just could see the whole thing, that like all of this is self-image. Everything is self-image. And the interview is with Susan Strasberg. I think that's how I'm saying it. She's also an actress. She remembers walking down the street in New York with Marilyn. And she's not the only one that tells a story. Apparently, there's a photographer that also has a similar story where Marilyn said, "Would you like to see me become her?" She actually uses those words. And the woman said, "Become who?" And all of a sudden, she looked over at Marilyn and she had a different energy. So here's the truth. Marilyn could walk down the streets of New York and not get any attention as Norma Jean. No one would notice her. Without changing any clothing, taking off sunglasses, putting on makeup, doing her hair, Norma Jean could become Marilyn through her mind, like a switch. And the people that worked with her said it was like a switch. She turned on from the inside. This is self-image. A decision, a commitment to be her. That's today. And she would do it in a moment. And Susan, who was with her, said all of a sudden, her energy changed. You could feel her become magnetic. Nothing on the outside. I want to say this because we think sometimes we've got to have makeup and the perfect hair. It's not the outside. This outside image is a reflection of the inside. She turned it on and all of a sudden people gravitated to her as Marilyn Monroe, like they would swarm her because of the switch. This is identity. She embodied Marilyn Monroe. Now, I don't know, some people say that she knew she knew obviously what she was doing in the end, but did she consciously create that character? Did she know about self-image? Did she know about how the mechanics of the mind works? I don't know. But if she did, amazing. If she didn't, she was an unconscious competent, meaning that she had an awareness that wasn't conscious to her. And over time, she knew that she could turn on this switch and became this character. Now, what's interesting is I'm fascinated with the magnetism that happened when she decided to embody the character. Roles came to her, people came to her, money, all of this was attracted to her because she decided that was part of her self-image. Isn't this incredible? The blowing your mind? In a moment, but she had to decide her. She had to decide and she had to commit. Now, when I was reflecting on this, I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is so interesting because I do it too. And my mentor actually taught me, Bob did it too. I was lucky enough, and this is actually how I met you, Michelle. I was lucky enough to be a coach at Bob Proctor's events. He would have these events for elite clients, like Michelle was a client there. And he would have these week-long events, and as someone that was in his inner circle, he would ask us to be a coach there. And there was one coach per table with these incredible clients, and it was like a room of like amazing people and that would come. It's called the Matrix. And because of that, I would work with Bob behind the scenes. Like he would have us come in and do a prayer and set an attention visualization before I would come and see him come on stage and check his PowerPoint before we were all in the room to set up with him. It was like I really got to know him during that time, and it was before I was privately coaching with him. And Michelle, thank you. She was at my table. And I would see, so Bob Proctor, before he got on stage, was like Bob Proctor. Like even when he would call me on the phone, his voice was different than when he showed up on YouTube. So like if I didn't have his picture associated with his number in my phone, I wouldn't recognize his voice. Like when he called, it was very different. So there was a Bob who Bob embodied to present and make an impact on stage, and that was a decision. And I would see him turn it on. He would be at his PowerPoint, he would turn around, and when he turned around again, he was a different Bob. He was a Bob. And there's one point, for those of you that have been in my world for a while, you may have been on this Science of Getting Rich seminar where I was interviewed. It was the first one that was canceled because of COVID stuff. And Bob had to do it online, and they caught him on video as he was doing it. It's day one. You can see it. There's a moment you can see it. I'll see if I can find that intro. But anyway, it's fascinating. This is what today is all about. This is a practice, a decision to become her or him, your next level self. And it must be a decision you make every single day to embody this version of you, your millionaire self or your next level self. And it, in some cases, some days, you'll have to make the decision moment to moment. Like something might happen that knocks you back into that old way of being, and you're going to need to make the decision again and have the reminder. And that's where these cues, the red lipstick, the ring, the sticky notes, are so important. Because if you do not make the decision, you'll be taken out, and you'll be taken out for an hour, 2 days, months. I know the past me, something would happen in my relationship especially, and I'd be out for like weeks. I didn't know about the self-image. I'd just be like down in the dumps, lower than my average self. What happens now is for us, when you create your next level self and you embody, what happens is you go back to that old standard, that old habitual way. But that way is not going to get you the results that you want, right? So you got to be able to go back and really decide to become her. And that's today. So I'm just going to get caught up in this, in the chats. I'm like, yeah, I have goosebumps too. Like the whole time I'm sharing about Marilyn, my whole body was buzzing. So like, just absolutely next level. Jennifer spent most of yesterday doing decluttering of her desk and drawers. Who you are is organized. I love that. Taking action. Jennifer, she's got a fascinating story. Chills, says Ingrid. Racely says, I've been attracting so many things. Oh yeah, we read that one. Love it. Stepping into her. We're watching my transformation. Like, who is that girl? Like Madonna's song. I love this. And you're going to turn heads, right? I've been channeling her all along. I know, Jake, this is so crazy to me. This is like connecting the dots, Steve Jobs style right now for me. Practicing has caused me to be able to bounce back much more quickly. Yep, that's it. Shantae says, I realized that even though I had previously created a new identity, I never stepped into her. Yes, I am done with keeping her just on paper and never becoming her. I'm making a decision, a commitment to become her. Huge. Huge. With split personalities, one personality can actually be diabetic and the other not be. The body is miraculous. Yeah, I embody my millionaire identity. I love it. Okay, there is a difference between being committed and, being interested and making a committed decision. This is a quote by Ken Blanchard. I'm going to read it to you. Very simple. There's a difference between interest and commitment. When you are interested in something, you'll do it only when it's convenient. When you are committed, you accept no excuses, only results. Ken Blanchard, when you are committed, when you make a committed decision, you'll accept no excuses, only results. So today, I'm asking you to make a committed decision. To decide to become her or him every single day and every single moment. So this means giving up excuses, giving up old ways of being. For me, that meant giving up being a victim to circumstances, a victim to what others thought. What is it for you? What excuses, what alibi? And here's the thing. They're really good excuses. They're really good reasons. They're valid. For the average person, a lot of people will resonate with the excuses and say, hey, I get it, take it easy. And they'll actually give you permission to play small, to be the old you, which for a lot of people, by the way, the person that showed up at this masterclass is extraordinary, is making an impact. Others are watching. You want to understand that you are already ahead of most people. And excuse me, there's room for growth. There's room for more, right? And a lot of people out there in the public will resonate with the excuses and reasons, and they'll let you off the hook. You've had a hard year. Or that's happened. Take the rest, and I'm not saying not take rest, but they'll have you stay the same. Does that make sense? We're playing a different game, an extraordinary game. Extraordinary, where that ordinary way of being no longer resonates. We're called for something greater. And that's why you're here, and you've got to make a committed decision. So what does it mean to actually make a committed decision, to commit? Well, I love this. The word decide rhymes with homicide. To kill off. To decide means to kill off all other options. To burn the boats. Don't you love that? To decide. When I decide to be that self-image that you wrote on day one, that version of you, that truth of who you are really. When you've let go caring what other people think, when you let go of dimming your light so others feel comfortable around you, when you let go of all the programming and the crap that you picked up over the years, when you let go of all of that and you show up as you truly are, that self-image, that remembering, that you who you wrote on paper, that you've been desiring to be, that your higher self's been pulling you towards all these years. All these years, you've been moving towards her step by step. And today you draw a line in the sand to become her. And when you do it, it's like you know you've got the power, like Norma Jean to Marilyn Monroe. And you embody, and you're going to need to practice, like we were talking, wax on, wax off, practice. And you may fumble, you get back up, and you practice again and again and again and again. When you fumble, you decide to get back up because you've killed off these other options, these other versions of you that are no longer a match. You've RIP'd those versions of you. You've let them go. Today is the new year, the line in the sand, no coincidence. And there's no going back. Are you with me? Now, we do this together. We're locking arms, doing it together, keeping each other accountable. That's what the Millionaire Movement is all about. You decide. You put yourself in the room. You decide. So decide rhymes with homicide. So what are you saying no to? Something new might come. I wrote a few things this morning. I said victim, excuses, playing small, recognizing when I've played small in the past. Right before this is like me being on fire, this new level, next level. Right before this, I posted a few pictures from on Instagram from a photo shoot that I did in Tulum. And it was just like recognizing around people when I would dim my own light so that others felt comfortable. I'm done. Unapologetic. Magnetism. So just simply like saying, I'm no longer available for that. And then declaring what you're available for by who you're being. Now, this is going to take discipline. That word sometimes can freak people out. I don't like discipline. And discipline can sometimes feel like a slap in the, like where you're getting slapped. Let's change your perception about what discipline is. Discipline is actually a very high level of awareness. A disciplined person is a very aware person. To discipline oneself, there are 2 steps. The first is to give yourself a command, and the second is to follow it. So when you are disciplined, you have the ability to give yourself a command and follow it. This is not an easy thing to do, and the average person out there, population, 97% of the people are not disciplined. They don't like to be disciplined. They see it as a negative thing, and it takes conscious evolution and growth to be a person who is disciplined. And this is part of the work that we do in the Millionaire Method. And how we help you do that is, first, we support you in that discipline through outside accountability and structure and coaching and mentorship. And then we teach you and we show you through the evolution and growth of who you're becoming. And we've got a method for it so that you discipline yourself, because we don't want you relying on anyone else, right? This is like, we're going to give you the tools, and then And then you do it for you for the rest of your life, while always obviously being supported. Yeah. So this discipline is my highest level of self-care. I love that. And being disciplined is very closely linked to the word integrity. Because when you are disciplined, you also are in integrity, meaning you do what you said you'll do in the way that's been expected for you to do it. Where are my landmark people from? Yeah, Michelle. Like, yeah, understanding that word integrity, which can also have a negative, where we like shame feeling like out of integrity, like it's a good or bad thing. It's just, integrity is how things work. Yeah. And it lifts your self-confidence, like Donna says. So when you are in integrity and you keep your word, you are also disciplined. So in the beginning, when you make this decision, it will feel like you're forcing yourself to do something that maybe you don't want to do, or that feels unnatural. Can you relate to that? Let's give you a little example. Perfect time of year. New Year's resolutions are a thing for many people, where they make promises to themselves to, let's make a fitness one, because that seems to be a very popular one as we look at how crazy the gyms were for the first 3 weeks of the year. So someone will make a fitness goal to release weight or to become in their best shape in 2025, and they'll go on a diet and they'll commit to the gym. And in the beginning, the first few days, they really, they force themselves to get out of bed, go to the gym. You've got your fitness trainer waiting for you, and you're like, and you're like, it's almost like you have to like lift one leg out of bed and the other one to like get yourself there. You might have a bit of motivation the first few days, but then it's like really force. Can you relate to that? And you like really make yourself do it. Well, what happens is that force doesn't last, does it? And people think that it's just willpower, but what's actually happening is it doesn't last, because we haven't changed the paradigm, and the person actually doesn't see themselves as a fit person. And so although they'll force themselves to go to the gym, their habitual way of being, which is a non-gym person, will eventually catch up to them and bring them back to their normal way. This is all self-image. Same thing with a diet. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're really good. They eat the salad. They skip the bread at lunch. They say no to the wine after work. And then Thursday, they're like wobbling a little. By Friday, it's, someone's birthday party in the office. There's chocolate cake and there's a wine bottle out, and they're sipping on wine, and their bestie says, "Aren't you on a diet?" "Yep." "Well, what's with the wine?" "Well, I don't know." And they're already back to the old habits. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, strict. Thursday, Friday, back. That's normal. In this work, what's incredible with the Millionaire Method and Bob's approach with thinking to results, what's incredible is that we are able to support your forcing energy, meaning you disciplining yourself and taking that action, by backing it with the mindset work of reprogramming your subconscious mind so that you're a match for that goal. So yes, in the beginning, it will feel like you are making a conscious decision to go to the gym, to become her, to embody her. You will need to make a conscious decision and make yourself do it. And that you'll do that day after day after day, and make the decision, have your sticky notes. And at the same time, we are reprogramming your mind so that your identity inside, your paradigm inside, matches that version of you. So this is what happens. After some time, and there is a law of gestation, so we don't know how long it takes to reprogram your mind so it shows up in the physical results that you just take action. Everyone's going to be different about how long it takes in the 3D, the physical time. However, it does happen with repetition. What happens is over time, while you're forcing yourself and you're doing the mindset work, exactly how we show you how to do the guaranteed method, you're reprogramming your mind. And then all of a sudden, it will be a Friday and there's a piece of chocolate cake in front of you. And it's not appealing. It literally is not appealing. This is what has happened to our clients because it does not match their new self-image. The wine, it's just like, it's no longer a forcing myself not to have it, no longer forcing myself not to have a sip of the wine. It's just natural for me to make this new choice. It's just natural for me to jump out of bed and go to the Peloton because it's part of my new self-image. There's no more force. It's now a habitual part of who I am. And the discipline, the giving myself a command, there's not even a command. It's just part of the habit. And it's my new way of being. Fully embodied because the inside has changed and my outside body, my outside actions are a reflection of my inside world. Can you see that? Isn't like, can you visualize that and how that can be true? How it's all like just natural then? And the things that no longer served you, playing victim, it's no longer even in your awareness. The chocolate cake no longer appealing. This, my friends, is the beautiful truth about this work. And for any of you who have tried all the things, forcing yourself, making yourself, all of that, you don't have to do that. There's a way to reprogram from the inside. And in the beginning, it will feel like you're forcing yourself. You're making that conscious decision and you can do it. That's when things get really good. Michelle says, yeah, it's like you wait. And that's what I was saying. You wake up and it's like, this is just life. Like everything's changed around me. And it has to, because your 3D world, your physical world is a reflection of inside. And it always has been. And now you're a conscious creator of that. And your habits reflect this new self-image, this upgraded self-image. Isn't that incredible? Magic. And this is the game we're playing, all of us in the Millionaire Movement. This is the game we're playing. And it happens at different times for each one of you, and yet it happens. Pop, 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 popcorn. Yeah, and it's the keys to the kingdom. Ingrid says, is it just me? I'm having such epiphanies. Anyone else? I love this. Yes, yay, yay, yay. We have a very special guest today that I'd like to share her with you. Her name is Serial, and she's been in my world for a little while. She was actually floating around my world for years. And now is one of my elite clients, and she's also on my team as a mastermind leader. She runs our New York Life Mastermind. She is a leader within her company, winning awards like it's going out of style. This woman is a product of the product, and I'm absolutely blessed to call her a friend as well as a client, and to see her life transform in all areas. Like it makes me emotional because her business, but also her love life, which is near and dear to my heart. And she shares some inside stuff with me that just gives me so much motivation and reminder of what's possible through this work. So welcome to this call, Serial. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Hello, hello.
Serial is dealing with some physical things today. So it's nice, or like this week. So it's nice to see you sitting up and that you're still able to join us
Yeah,
despite the reason.
thank you. I went to the doctor, got some meds, got to get an MRI, but I'm here. I'm moving around. I am walking by myself.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good. The universe has given Serial some messages to slow down. And, when she doesn't listen, it shows up in her body pretty fast. So,
It's like immediate. I told you to sit down.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you didn't listen, so we're going to give you a little jolt in your back so that you
Yeah.
have no choice. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Would you share with everyone life before? You could maybe go back to like the first program before we met, and then because then it changed once you invested in our year-long program, and then let people know about those up levels because a lot of people do get so much value from master classes like this, like you had joined, and then it shifts even more. So go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I've been in Danielle's world for a long time. I don't remember. Oh, you know what it was? It was 2021. I think I did POP, which was a program that Danielle did for New York Life specifically. And I did POP. I was like all in. I did all the study clubs. And then that year, I made my first President's Council at New York Life, which is like one level up from where I was. And before doing POP, it just felt like I was on a hamster wheel. Like I was doing all the things and like I was getting results, but I was tired, right? I was like on this wheel of like never ending, same cycle, just not knowing how to get off of the wheel and still produce at a higher level. So I did POP, I made President's Council, I bought my Mercedes, which was like my dream car, right? And then, oh, that was the year I bought the pen. I bought a lot of things that year.
You did.
My beautiful Mont Blanc that like people look at me like I'm crazy because it's $1,000 pen. It's the limited edition and people think I'm out of my mind. But it is something I desired, a gift I bought for myself. And so I like did POP and then I made President's Council because I had shifted right into that person that I wanted to be, which was always in my mind. I wanted to be President's Council. It was like the next level up. I had been making Executive Council for, I don't know, it's like 10 years or 8, 9 years, and I wanted to level up. And then so I finally did. And then I was like, oh, I got this. And then I didn't join the, the year-long program. And I was by myself for a year. And then I went back down to Executive Council. And then I was like, whoa, like clearly I am not ready to be by myself. So I need to go back to this program. So that's when I joined. I met Danielle in Austin. I think we were in Austin at Executive Council. And she was like, well, and I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, oh, I know I should do this because this and this. And she's like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. So then that's when I joined, like right there. I was like, okay, I'm doing it. And so as soon as we got back, I was in the program and it's just been such a shift. And in that year, I was like shifting so much. I still made Executive Council that year because I was like in such a I think sometimes like I was telling Danielle this the other day, you have to like rip everything out and then like put it all back together, right? And so I think that's what I was doing that first year. And I went to the retreat and then I had such a level up that then like I made President's Council, right? And so here we are, President's Premier. So I've been with Danielle for 2 years. It's my third year in the program.
And so obviously I'm going to the top, but but yeah, it's different because the every time you reach, like you get to the next level and then you're there and you're like, oh, I got this. And then you have to create a new image of yourself, and then you have to go up again, and then you get back. It's like you get back on the hamster wheel and you're like, well, how did I get here again? And then you gotta like up yourself and then get on the next level. And that's what Danielle really helps with, and the program helps with that. So like each time you're like, oh, I did it, and then you're comfortable, it pushes you to get to the next level. And so yeah, I'm grateful for Danielle in this program. And I don't know what else you want me to tell them about. I mean, I've done some really cool stuff. So
What's so amazing is like once you do it once, you know what's coming. So there's a system, so you keep recreating it. And the biggest thing that I notice with high achievers is we can get comfortable because our life is good. Like, why do we need any more? Like, I have everything that I've ever desired. I've got the beautiful partner, the car, the condo, I'm traveling, so, and this idea of like, I don't need more because life is good. It's not about need, it's about desire and that constant growth. So it's like, it becomes like a beautiful thing when you really allow yourself to dream. But I notice at a certain level, it's like giving a person permission to dream at that level is really important
yeah.
because society teaches us not to, like, be happy with what you got.
Yeah, and that's so true because we were having this conversation like in December, right? Where I was like, why I don't need anything. Like I already did it. Like I did all the things. Like I already made the goal. I already like I don't really need to do anything. But like I know I should, right? I should aim for more. And then Danielle was like, well, I mean, yeah, that's great, but like just have fun then, right? Like just play a game and see how far you can go. And I was like, oh, I never thought about it that way. Like, yeah, it's just fun to play to see how far you can push yourself. And
And you worked less than ever in December when most agents in your industry are working crazy around the clock, and her results went up.
yeah, which is crazy. I like went to Florida for a week and then I came back and then I was like, and then she was like, just have fun. So then I'm like, just dancing and like doing other things and then like business just kept coming. And then I was like, oh no, it's too much business. Like now I'm like working again, right? Like that last week, I was like, this one needs to end. Like it was just a lot. It became like that, and that happens like where you are just attracting so much business that you can't even keep up. Like me and my staff were so overwhelmed. And so it's just it's funny because I didn't chase anything. Like it just came to me because I
Mhm.
was having fun. Like I was just having a good time. Like, okay, let's see how far I can go. And I did the most that I ever did. I was up 150% of production over last year. Like my income I think might have went up like 50 grand. Like it was a lot. So I
I
like
love how she's like, yeah, my income goes up by 50 grand in a month, like no problem.
yeah.
You
Like
know?
it was great. Yeah, it
Mhm.
was really cool. So and then and like then you start thinking, okay, well, how far can I still go? And so now I'm at that stage, like I know I can go to the top. Like I know I can be number one. So like now we're just working on that. How can I
Watch
get
out. Watch
yeah.
out. Watch out.
Yeah.
And so creating that image of her, which you've already started to do, and Serial's doing some research about other people that in her company that have been at that level, and she's actually speaking with them and interviewing them, and she's really taking this on. So I love watching you go and having fun with it and all that you've attracted into your life and how easy it gets to be, which for those of you in our community, today's webinar is on the ease and the flow. Serial can lean back in that feminine energy of receiving because she's put all that into place. So like all the structure, she's adopted that structure, that masculine energy, which is super important because it's a mix of both, right? And now you're able to really receive.
Yeah, and I love structure, like I always have. So what is interesting is like learning that we put the structure in place, but then we allow ourselves to flow. And that's I think where my growth really has been, because I'm so like structured and disciplined. And I can do that where it's like you have guilt when you're not disciplining, like when you don't follow what you said you were going to do. And so it's for me been a learning of like flowing in my feminine, like don't be so in the masculine, and also it just like allow it to happen and trust that you put the structures in place. And so like for anyone out there who I'll talk a little bit about this, for anyone out there who's manifesting a partner, I did that with Danielle. So I was like, I'm gonna just write out everything that I want, like in a partner. Like I just was visualizing it, writing it out, thinking about it. I put it in my self-image script. I was like listening to it every day. And then like I manifested him. And so it's just so interesting that like, I mean, obviously it works, but like we don't always believe it's gonna work because you're like, okay, that's something you can't control, right? Like I can control how much I work and like I can control the business side of things, but like I can't control someone like appearing in my life, right? So it's like that's when you really have to trust. You really have to trust. Like I wrote this out, I'm visualizing it, I am believing that it's coming, and then it comes, and you're like, wait, I should have did put other things in there.
So true.
You're like, why did I put like these other like 5 things? Because I like, now that I think about it, and he's perfect, but also like sometimes I'm like, dang, I should have like if I was ordering a pizza, I left off some of the toppings, right? But like it's so funny because no, but he's great. But like it's funny because I had to step back, right? And I think something as women, as business owners, we're so used to being masculine that like we have to step back into our feminine energy, even with partners, because you can't both be the masculine. And I'm not just talking about men either, right? Like you can't, unless you are the masculine in that relationship, like, if it's same sex, but like for most of us on here probably like we can't be the masculine and expect him to be the masculine too.
Yeah.
So like that's an important lesson that I had to learn, and like I had to step back and just allow it to happen. And so I'm proud that I got that far because that was a big hurdle.
That's a big part of our, we have all of that in one of the programs in Millionaire Method called Allure, where it's really embracing your feminine energy, and understanding that that polarity is really necessary in a relationship. And there's some great works by David Data that goes into that, The Way of the Superior Man. And I love how the work for you, if anyone else out there is like a hustler or an A-type personality who really does know how to make it happen, like through physical hustle work, and you can relate to Serial's story, that's all that masculine energy, and it's great. We can create a lot of success from that hustle culture and do, but there's a cap for us. And the next level is actually appreciating that structure and having it be the right structure, and then letting go of that hustle, like what Serial did. And I challenged her to do in December, and not to do as much, and instead receive and focus on pleasure and joy and having fun, which is the feminine side. And that's where the magic money comes in. That's where the magic results that don't make a lot of sense, an extra 50 grand where you couldn't predict, right? And I'm kind of giving a sneak peek of what's coming we've got a program coming, Magic Money, where we're going deeper into this. But what's so cool for you is that you embrace this in your business, and it also showed up in your personal life as well, to attract this person into your life who's just so incredible and one that you wrote on paper. He literally is the match that she wrote on paper, and he showed up in her life. So this goes back then, what we write on paper, you have no limits. You have no limits. So when you're ordering that pizza, like Serial said, ask for everything that you want. Write down everything that you desire. Do not hold yourself back. This is true in all areas of your life, your health, your relationship, your body, your money, your income, your work, your career, the impact you're making, all of that. Love
Mhm.
that.
And I did the Allure program. So I think I might have done it over the summer. But yeah, Allure, or maybe it was last year. I don't remember. But Allure is a really good program that if you join Empress, you get Millionaire Method, you get access to. But it's really like it's that like we are meant to flow in feminine energy, and that's where the power is. So
Love, 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 love. Thank you for being here. Everyone listening and on with us, please give Serial some love and thank her for being here. All the best as you take time to slow down.
I am working on slowing down.
Love it. Love
I
it.
moved all my clients. No, and you know what's so funny? Yesterday I was like, oh my God, I have to like, not yesterday, the day before. I was talking to Danielle in the morning. We had my coaching call. And then after that, I was like, oh, I have to like go to New Jersey. I have to give this presentation. They canceled the presentation. So I didn't have to go. So, which is funny because I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna stand through like a 30-minute presentation. I can't even barely sit up. Like she was like, yeah.
Wow.
And I was
No,
gonna do it because I said I would do it. So I was like, I have to go. And then they canceled it, so I didn't have to go.
no coincidence, right? Manifested. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The
Amazing.
bigger
Well, you're
biggest
getting,
day.
yeah. Yeah. Well, that is true. I was thinking of that as you was like all the business that came in. It's like at the end of the year too. It's like, all the things that you desired, and then it's like your team's overwhelmed. But that just showed you what's next level that you're creating. You've already taken responsibility for that, and you're already hiring new team people from like what you manifested in December. So she's like, this girl gets fast in action. She like makes the changes huge, like in real time. You are like addressing everything that happens. Nope, we don't want to feel overwhelmed. We need new people, more people. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Because this business is not slowing down. We're like doing the opposite, turning up the dials. So
Yeah, so
way to
exciting. And thank you, Danielle. And if you're on the fence and you're not sure if you want to join the program, Danielle, like just do it. Find the money. It will come. Like just do the program because it will be everything for you. And you'll need a telescope to look back on where you were before you joined. So
thank you for that. Thank you.
thank
Love your
you.
energy. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Lots of love for Serial in the comments. Thank you for your time. So one thing that Serial mentioned, it was if you're on the fence, and this idea of taking action. This decision, whatever decision you are making from your next level self, you want to make it right away. You want to make it fast, and you want to go to yourself with your goal achieved and ask, what would she do? What would he do if he had the money, if he had the resources, if she had the confidence already? How would she be thinking, feeling, acting? That was in your first bit of your workbook, and you want to make the decision from that place. Now, is it scary? Yes. Do most people say it's irresponsible? Yes. Does it take a lot of courage? Yes. Is it risky? No. Not when you understand how it works. Not when you are living in harmony with the laws, not when you have the support and the methodology through the Millionaire Method. Unless you're not willing to bet on you. unless you're not willing to follow the system. And if you are, if you're the type of person that says, you know what, a year ago, I didn't trust myself to do that, but now I'm drawing a line in the sand because this future version of me is disciplined, is learning to give herself a command and follow it, is making bold moves, is betting on herself, is showing up unapologetically, is following her heart, her intuition that's pulling her. If that's you, then I invite you to join us for the Millionaire Method. We're going to get the links to go into the chat and take some time to go over the bonuses. When you make a decision, any decision, when you make a decision from your goal achieved self, you immediately flip yourself to the frequency of the goal achieved. A decision takes you to that place. So we were talking the difference between where you are and that goal achieved, that $1 million self. The difference is in frequency, and a decision is what brings you up here, operating at a new level. With that decision, it must be a committed one. Not interested so that you do it only when it's convenient. A committed decision. When you'll do it, you'll be her no matter what. No excuses, only results. Now, I was saying on day one, this is where I believe the coaching industry can be lacking, can do a better job, is that we encourage people to make the decision, and then there's no support or not enough support to keep you here in this decision. Now, it is your responsibility to stay here, yet your paradigm is so strong, that old way, to pull you back. The reality is, it's like the diet. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're fine. Thursday, we're eating bread. It's the same thing. And if you do not understand that, or you don't have a community around you or coaching or mentorship that understands the root cause of your behavior, of the paradigm, then how in the world do they know that they've got to help you stay up in this frequency in order to attract everything on this frequency? Because that's what happens when you make the decision. When you make the decision and you stay in the frequency, you don't need the money to make a decision. You make the decision, and then all the resources that you need get attracted to you at that point, because you've made the decision. The decision comes first. You jump, then the net appears. If you need the net, if you need the money in your bank account, that is not faith, and that's not living in harmony with the laws. The decision comes first. That flips you on the frequency, then the resources. So if it's clients you need, clients get attracted. If it's money, if it's support in other ways through your family or systems, if it's whatever, everything gets attracted after the decision. This is really important and misunderstood. And you must stay on the frequency. So if you've made the decision and then you waffle and worry, did I make the right one? Not sure, and you're back and forth, and then you get freaked out, which is normal. This is what I want you to understand. It's not that you're bad, right? Like, it's normal to get taken out. And this is where our focus comes in. This is the difference in the Millionaire Method, is we wrap our arms around you. Now, we know in the beginning, when you come into our community, there's a lot of information I'm going to just say this straight up. There's going to be a lot of information for you. It's going to be very different than what you're used to. And we do that on purpose. And I'll tell you why. It's because I actually want your paradigm to come out. I want this old way of being to like show its face to us. And so we do it on purpose because this old way of being, the way that you've been taken out in the past, is what you've got to let go of. It's what you got to say, no, no, no. And when you can see it, you can choose a different way. And it helps solidify this new self-image that you've created, because it's usually the exact opposite of the way that you've been being. Does that resonate? And so we actually use that information to inform us of the habitual always way. And then we know as a community, as I know as a mentor, Donna as a success club, as a success ambassador, Serial as a mastermind leader, we know, okay, this is how this person's normally taken out. We can watch for it. And when, for example, you don't show up or you give us a certain excuse, we're like, paradigm. This is who you really are. And we're not falling for that guy. Let's go. And we help you stay up here so that you continuously attract the resources, more money, more opportunities, more clients, next level, next level, next level, next level. Until you've waxed on, waxed off, waxed on, waxed off, and that new level, that new way of being becomes your new normal. Like we were talking about. That good? I decided to join the program before I had the money for it each time, and the money always came on time. Yeah, always, always. And we're not used to that. We're not used to that. So let me just check my notes. Oh, I also want to say, if for those of you that are considering this, and put your hand up if you are, let Donna know if you need support as well. We've got the links for you to look at. Right now in our community, in the past, there have been like hundreds of people in our community, like 300 people. And right now we've got a 1/10 of that because of where my focus has been last year, and we weren't enrolling as many people into the program. And so if you are someone that enjoys an intimate container, now is a really good time to be in it, because I know everyone. You know, sometimes when there's like hundreds, 300 people in the group, like there was a couple of years ago, I didn't necessarily know everyone unless you were really active in the community and you showed up and you commented and you really made yourself present. And it will be like that again. You know, we're ramping up. And like to Cyril's point, I like it small. If you like that intimate piece, now is a really good time to be in there, because on Study Club today, we all had a chance to share, myself included, and it's like really a special time to be in the community where it's like, you know, you have a lot more one-on-one attention, and not only with me, but with everyone else in the community. So let's take a look. Donna, Jake in the chat, if you can put those links in there again. Thank you, thank you. And also, Donna, your link for a call is really important. So I'm going to first look at the bonus. Let's see which one I'm pulling up here. Okay, we're going to talk about the 48-hour bonus first. Can you see that? So your fast action bonus, and that actually gets activated today. So it expires as of Friday at 11:59 p.m. So everyone, you can take advantage of this if you put down your deposit or you pay in full. You will get these fast action bonuses if you take that action before Friday at midnight Eastern time. That includes the strategy and energetics coaching session. So that is 1 hour with me. That's private. That's one-on-one. And it's what I have done with clients like Leslie, who's in my one-on-one container. That's usually only for one-on-one clients. And we're adding that as a fast action bonus. I'm going to go through whether you are a business owner or in a career. We're going to take a look at where you are and where you want to go and bridge that gap through an hour session. It will be recorded and then you'll get the notes from it as well. Self-image script review. This is where you actually use the Becoming program to create your self-image script in detail. It can be pages and pages long. My first one was 17 pages long. Yours doesn't have to be, but mine was pretty detailed. And I will review it for you and go through and make recommendations. And I'm looking for energy and language and how, and really looking at it as far as like from an energetics point of view to so that it's in line with what you are asking for from the universe, from that next level self, so that it can be attracted into your life. And then I'll actually record it for you and add a visualization that's a match so that it's something that you can listen to every single day. Metamorphosis is our program on change. It's not currently part of the 12-month program, so you're going to get that as a bonus, because change is God-godding. Change is evolution. And so when you really understand change and the mechanics of change, you can lean in and actually like ask for change in your life, because that's going to give you the most amount of growth, and so that you on the other side can be that beautiful butterfly that metamorphosis allows for, the caterpillar to the butterfly. So it's all about transformation. That's your 48-hour bonus. And then the pay in full bonus is here. So those that pay in full within 48 hours by the end of Friday night also get this. And if you don't do that by Friday night and you pay in full by February 12th, this is all in the workbook, by the way, you will receive these bonuses. So right away, everyone that pays in full is saving 20%. So the program is $1,555 a month US dollars, which comes out to $18,660. You'll save that when you pay in full, save $3,000. You'll have a month with me, close proximity. So we call this your coach in your pocket. And this is through a voice app support where you can come in and voice at me or type me questions or things that you'd like to work on that are personal to you, and I'll get back to you and we'll go back and forth. So it's a lot of like riffs and real-time coaching, which is really great. Some people actually add this to their package when they join us. We do 1 to 3 months at a time. And the value there that they pay is $3,333. Affirmations and goal hypnosis. So in part of our work is to reprogram your mind through repetition. And once you know what your goal is and the affirmations that will close your knowing doing gap, I'll actually record this, and it's put to a certain music in the background that is set in such a way that will open your subconscious mind so that this information will go right in. You'll get that recording just after you're in the program for a few weeks. Reclamation. This is a huge bonus. I've never done this before. I was saying this is a program worth $5,000. It's the basis of my book, and it's a very deep dive into self-image. It's a 3-month program that actually we tracked the clients in it and saw them up level their life significantly, and it was executed a couple years ago, and you'll have access to this for 12 months as a bonus. Huge value there as well, and we go deeper into each of the concepts, like I said, over 3 months, and it's a step-by-step program. So you've got your both bonuses being $20,986 if you're taking advantage of both. Your pay in full bonus is a $12,000 value. Let me know if there's any questions with that. And then everyone who registers for the 12-month millionaire method that becomes part of the millionaire movement and declaring that this is your year to be a millionaire. What does this include? Well, the base of the program is the Thinking to Results program, and we start you with this program. This is Bob Proctor's program, and you'll study that for the first few months inside the Millionaire Method. Everyone starts with that. And then outside of that, it will determine what you study next, whether it's self-image or money, confidence, leadership. It will depend on your answers to the quiz. So I believe that each one of you is a millionaire in the making. You'll take a millionaire in the making quiz to find out which method will align with where you are right now. And that's based on your current programming when you come into the program. And from there, it's all lined out for you. It's all mapped out. And you'll study a variety of programs that I've created over the last 10 years. And well, actually only over the past probably 3 or 4 years, because they've all been upgraded if they were recorded before then. And it will help you really dial in on money, self-image, confidence, leadership, and feminine energetics is another part of that. And so is the masculine side. So if you are someone that's coming to us and you're very much in your creative side and you're very good at being in the flow and doing the visualizations and all of that, but you're not so good with the structure, we've got you covered. So we have both sides there, because both types of people do come into our community. So you'll have that. You'll have the community for an entire year. You'll have your getting organized video checklist and call with the team, an interactive client portal. You have my lessons on demand, and this is all about application. You've got your daily study club, a goal setting call with me to make sure that you get started on the right foot. And then you've got weekly checkpoint calls with your success ambassador, which are really important. Once every week, you're on live with me for our webinar and our Q&A, which is hot seat coaching. You have a chance to raise your hand and get support live in the group setting. You have peer-to-peer masterminds. This is a huge part. We've got mastermind leaders, and you'll be masterminding with them, actually brainstorming with other people in this program about your life and about your business, about your career, if you're in a job, about how to move you forward. And everyone will be focused on you and helping you move forward towards your goal. So that is the 12-month Mystic Millionaire Method for $1,555 a month. Best investment you'll ever make, that return on investment. So if you can do the math on what Francesca turned that investment into. So she paid $15,000 and turned it into $150,000 in cash within 12 months. The best thing about this, and Bob Proctor used to always say, is like, you make the investment once and you'll continue to collect on that investment for the rest of your life, because you have the program for life. And like you heard from Serial, it's like the same system. You keep up leveling, doing the same thing. And whether you'd like support in the community, people like Serial in their year 3, they're here for as much as the community is. Like, she could do it on her own now, and she knows that very well. She's here for a different reason, she's got different intentions than that first year when she's found the method. She doesn't need to do that anymore. So the people that are with us year after year, they usually become leaders within our community, and there's a whole nother level of leadership and benefits at that stage. So now I'd like to talk about the challenge and see if there's any questions, and celebrate those people who are jumping in to our community. Programs Gold, I love it. Thank you. Need to hop to another call. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us. What's next now? Well, we have our 7-day embodiment challenge. And this is something that's brand new. And it's in your workbook. Page 10, no, page 11. Of course, it's page 11. Love that. Page 11 in your workbook. Your 7-day challenge. And you also have homework from today as well as you decide. So there's 3 questions for you to journal about it being, if it's wise for you to make the decision, what it feels like to make the decision, and where are you after 6 months. So the questions that you want to journal on the action step is to go to the Facebook group and share your commitment. And it's recognizing, let me just go to that actually, module 3. What does life look like 12 months once you've made your decision? So if that decision's joining us, what's 12 months look like from now? And get really connected to that. So what happens after you make this investment? Based on that vision, is it wise for you to jump? And the third is, what is the impact if you wait? If you don't make a decision, what does your future look like? And to journal those 3 questions, that gives a lot of clarity. So the challenge as of starting tomorrow is this embodiment. And this challenge is a big part of this workshop, okay? And we're gonna come together and regroup after you've done the challenge. Okay, so page 11. And we're regrouping on February 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern. So put that in your calendar. It's also in your workbook, page 14. The Zoom link's there for you. And we're going to celebrate after you've done the waxing on, waxing off, and the embodiment. So your first day, day 1 tomorrow, is for you to create your luxury millionaire vision board. So this can be an extension of the self-image vision board that you've done. This is now focused on the things that you'd like to attract into your life after being her. So Marilyn Monroe, when she embodied Marilyn, she then attracted movie deals, she attracted relationships, she attracted money. What are you attracting into your life as a result of this next level of you becoming her? And so this can include clothing, cars, homes, vacations, philanthropy, experience with loved ones, your network, your teams, your support, investment, and coaches, like who is now in your close proximity. This has been huge for me. And the people that I've attracted as a result of me becoming her. Attracting people that I thought were like on a completely different level. It's not true. I became that version, the way that I saw myself. And then all of a sudden I'm networking with incredible people. And the same thing happens to you as well. Proximity is amazing. Day 2 is surrounding yourself with wealth. So what you're going to do is you're going to get dressed up. You're going to, as her, so whatever that means, this next level version. So you're not going to wear something that you would normally wear. This is your next level version, and you're going to actually have your outside you reflect this next level inside now. And you'll do your hair and makeup if you wear it, put on the red lipstick, and you'll go to a 5-star hotel or restaurant. And this could be a lobby of a hotel. And the idea is to go somewhere outside of your comfort zone. Somewhere where you don't feel comfortable at this current version of you, and go sit until you feel comfortable. And you can have a tea in the lobby. You can have a whole meal. And your idea is to network and have conversations with 3 other people as this next level self, and they might happen organically, and others you'll intentionally, consciously create the opportunities to have these conversations. In the Facebook group, as of tomorrow, there'll be there's posts and videos that go along with this as well. So you're going to see those, and it will be in the guide section. So you'll have like a little bit of like a what we call my riffs, and this happens inside the Success Society, but are my daily riffs. So you'll have like a little bit of something to put in your ears as you go through this challenge. Day 3, which is Saturday, is called Super Selfish Saturday. Your challenge for Saturday is to spoil yourself in absolute pleasure. This day is all about you, so you can give your family a little heads up. I'm spoiling myself. You're going to feel the luxury of being selfish, indulge in self-care practices. This could mean it's going to be different for everyone. It could mean that you're going for a long walk in the forest, having a hot bath, getting a massage, staying in your PJs all day, maybe reading a book, enjoying it and knowing that you are worthy of taking care of yourself. Day 4, which will be Sunday, is getting outside of your comfort zone again, putting yourself in a situation that your next level would be comfortable in. And this challenge on a Sunday is for you to go to a luxury store or perhaps test drive a luxury car, and again, acting as her. So I remember the first time I went into a luxury store, I was in there for about 2 seconds and walked back out because I felt so uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do, and if I was allowed to touch the things or didn't want to break anything because everything looked like there were nothing on racks like a normal store. It was on little shelves, and I'm like, what is happening? Am I allowed to touch this? Will an alarm go off? Will I get have security guards take me down if I I was so uncomfortable, and I literally walked in, walked out. And then the next time I actually did what I'm coaching you to do here is I stayed until I felt worthy. And I allowed everyone to stare at me. I allowed my inside voice to go, they know that you don't belong here. And I stayed, and that's what you're going to have happen to you as well. So I'd like you to go to a luxury store. Some of you might feel called to drive a test drive or to request a test drive of a car. You could go to a store like Porsche or like Tesla, book yourself in, and allow yourself to sit and transmute those feelings of feeling not worthy, uncomfortable. Actually drive the car or sit in the car in the showroom, touch it, touch the clothes at Gucci, try on the ring that costs more than a house at Tiffany's. It's amazing. And go and do these things. And I made it on a Sunday because you might have to plan for it. You might have to go outside. I know I don't have those kind of stores here where I live. So I'm going to have to drive, 30 minutes away, make a day of it, go for lunch, take your family, have them join you, let them in on the game. So that's Sunday. The Monday, day 5, is following your desires. So as your next level self, a big thing that I believe you'll notice when you are shadowing other people or you're watching other people that have achieved their goal, one thing that you'll notice is that people with incredible results, they have a habit of being more interested than they are interesting. And they'll leave others with an impression of increase. They will pay attention to who's in front of them. I'd like you to do this in day 5 and follow your desires. So this is like you going to where you normally go and showing up energetically and acting as if you are her by slowing down and paying attention to what's in your surroundings and engaging the people that you attract to you, whether it's the person at the grocery store and follow your intuition on how you can engage with them and leave them better than what you found them. Meaning, give them a compliment, or you might have intuition to buy their entire grocery cart or to give the clerk a compliment. Follow your intuition, but show up in this magnetic energy. Like Marilyn, you're going to turn her on and engage with the people and the circumstances around you in an everyday place that you're used to showing up in. So this could mean, I mean, I have this in your book. It says if intuition tells you to bless another, bless them with a compliment, a tip, paying for groceries. You might go out for lunch and feel called to tip the bill. Do all of those things and notice where your intuition takes you, your desire takes you as your next level self. Day 6. The truth is money is a magnifier. One of our millionaire concepts is that money magnifies who you truly are. So when you become a millionaire, you will do more of what you already love to do. You will become more of who you already are. So if you have a love for a certain charity, you'll notice that you'll donate more money to that charity. If you are already very generous, you'll become more generous. If you're already a Scrooge, you'll become more of a Scrooge. That's the truth. So money's a magnifier, and I know, and I trust, and I know the people that I attract into my world are all good people. So money will magnify the goodness that's already within you. And that's a beautiful truth about money. So today is about philanthropy. Money is a magnifier, and as your millionaire in the making self, how do you plan to support your favorite charity? And I'd like you to come up with a giving plan and do the research. So once you're earning $100,000 or more a month, what does that mean for the causes that are close, near and dear to your heart? And write it out and make a plan. Is that you showing up, donating more time, money, investing in a resource that charity could use? What is that for you? Make that plan, and then I'd like you to actually go and donate from that millionaire energy, but donate today and do a little bit more than what makes you comfortable. So if that's $1, $10, $100, or $10,000, on day 6, you're being encouraged to make that donation from the energy of the goal achieved, not to get something, as part of a challenge to show up as that version of you. Do something today with the energy of adding 3 zeros to that number. So if you donate $10,000, I want you to add 3 zeros and imagine you as your millionaire version donating, what would 3 zeros be? 1 million? 10 million? I guess someone's got to do the math with me. 10 million. So 10 million, yeah. Do it with that energy. Okay, if you donate $10, make it 10,000 in your mind. Okay, this is an energetic challenge. Day 7, in Donna's style, luxury vacations, you're going to do your research and plan a luxury vacation for yourself and your family and anyone else that you want to bring on it that's close, near, and dear to your heart. You'll do the research on if it's first class flights that you dream of, if it's a private jet you dream of, if it's a private driver, if it's Disneyland and booking the whole place out for you and 10 guests, whatever that looks like. Next level dream vacation. Do the research, go on Google, go on YouTube, and actually budget it out. Look at the bookings, the hotel bookings, where would you stay, do the research and have it planned out. And if you feel inspired, share it with your family. Like, as in it, wouldn't it be cool when we get to do this? Isn't it going to be cool when we get to do this? Isn't it going to be amazing? Can you picture yourself here and allow them to become emotionally involved with you? Now they're probably going to ask you when. You'll say it's happening. And you'll use your words wisely to match the outcome that you desire. Okay, so that's day 7. Any questions on your challenge? Comments, questions? Amazing. Donna says, I love how you coached us through that experience at Gucci. Yeah, next level. That's life-changing. Okay, so we are back here together on February 5th, 3 p.m. Eastern, celebrating your challenge. In the meantime, you're booking your call with Donna if you need some clarity. She's got limited space that she's opened up. Those spaces will go on a first come, first serve basis. So act on that quickly. You are taking advantage of the 48-hour bonus. If that is resonating with you, the pay in full bonus, if you'd like an extra, like, let's go, get it uncomfortable. For everyone else, you're making a decision today, drawing a line in the sand to do something. So invest in something, do something from that goal achieved. There are a ton of programs that some people have also mentioned that are available a la carte that are not the Millionaire Method. If that's you, Donna can give you links you can check out on our website that are more self-study, but that still have a lot of the framework and the repetition that is key to changing your inside world. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey for me. This was completely next level. If you resonated with all of this and you loved it, I'd love for you to share on social media and tag me. That would mean the world to help me impact more people. Our team has created quotes to make it easy for you and graphics. They're in the Facebook section, the guide section. You can download them and share, or you can DM myself or Donna or Jake and we'll send them to you. I am so grateful. I've been in the work with you and this has been already life-changing for me. Now we commit to 7 days embodiment, and we're going to need a telescope to see how far we've come if you really take on this challenge, this embodiment challenge. It's huge. We're here to support you, and we'll see you in a week's time. Thank you. You are blessed and expect abundance. Bye for now.